Agile and Waterfall differ communication in ways that's actually one of the biggest differences. There are many biggest differences, but certainly this is one. Agile communicates through communication. In other words, people talking and so on, and as they say, is documentation is written on an as-needed basis. With Waterfall, 100% of the communication is really done through documents. Now, I'll say that by talking now about Waterfall first. In that functional specification, a business analyst gets out there, and David, I think you know something about business analysts. But anyway, the business analyst gets there. They talk to the business users, say, what do you want? They get all the business specifications. The business analyst then in turn converts it into technical specifications, gives it to the programmers where they do all of the programming. Now, in that case, because the business analyst does an awesome job building this complete document of what it should be, the programmers can be off-site, they can be halfway around the world. Quite frankly, conceptually, they don't have to know anything about the application they're building. They just have to follow what's required in the specification. So with Waterfall, again, it's that functional spec that really drives 100% of the communication. And by the way, that functional specification can be used by the programmers to program, obviously, but it can also be used for the testers to develop test plans. It can be used by the production people to figure out what they have to do from, production processes. And it can be used by the marketing and internal documentation people right off of that first document in order to be able to work on multiple things simultaneously. Now, on the Agile side, whereas communication is done through communication, is that, that's the morning scrum cycles, things along that line. But what the problem is there, if you have an international team, if you have people, say, in Boston, California, London, and, I don't know, and in the Czech Republic, and maybe you have a last development team in Mumbai, then what will happen is there's no good time for everybody to be in a meeting together. So as a result, one thing that used to happen a lot, caused by the combination of communication differences between the two and the movement from Waterfall to Agile, what would happen is that when they did them both at the same time, move from Waterfall to Agile and move from domestic in-house development to international development, is they were removing the document that could be used worldwide to actually develop the software. And because they moved worldwide, they were dramatically reducing the potential opportunity for communication between those members of the team.
I hope you enjoyed that mini bite from ProjectBites.com. Project Bites is a platform of project management, education, inspiration, and PDUs, all in 20-minute units, videos, podcasts, live events, and special learning paths. $45 a year for individual subscribers and special pricing for project teams of 5 or more. Start your 7-day free trial today at ProjectBites.com.